Hey guys, welcome back to this video. We're going to cover something really important that I know a lot of you want to get to as well, is crossovers. So, if you can see now, I have 4 pylons. They're in a diamond shape, but what we're going to do for this drill is we're going to be going around like a big circle around all 4 of these pylons. Now, when we're doing our crossovers, what's really important to think about, it's almost like our tight turns, where you need to start dropping your shoulder, you got to put your stick towards the middle. So when we think about if I'm going to go to the left here, I want to have all my weight transferring towards the middle of this circle. So that's why we're making it a circle shape here, to make it easy for you guys. So our stick should be here in the middle, dropping my shoulder, and if you remember, my outside foot is going to come over my inside foot to cross over. So we're using this to gain speed as we're turning around this circle. So a couple things to think of is as we cross over, it's very important to stay low, because if you start bobbing up every crossover, so if I'm here, I cross over and I stand up like this, and you're on your toes, you lose your balance very easily. So you want to stay low, cross over, come through. Now another important thing is as you cross over, you want to make sure your toes are also pointing towards the direction you want to go as well. If I cross over and I'm pointing outwards going this way, I'm going to have no balance, and I'm also riding on the wrong edge of my skate here. So you want to make sure as you come over, if I'm going in this direction, my toe needs to point in the direction I'm going as well. And then so if I'm going to turn to the opposite direction now, because I'm a right hand shot, I'm going to have 2 hands here. So it depends which way you shoot as well. So if you remember the first one, I had 1 hand on my stick because my top hand is up here already. If I'm going to the right, I don't want to just have 1 hand on my stick because it's going to be a little unnatural as I go through. So if I'm a right shot, I have 2 hands on my stick as I come through, and I'm just going to cross, 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 all the way as I come through. And if I'm going the other way, I have 1 hand, cross, cross, all the way through here, coming around. Now, Coach Will is a left-hand shot, so I'm going to show you what that looks like the opposite direction. So if he's on his backhand, he's going to have 1 hand on his top hand here, and he's going to cross to the right all the way through, cross, staying low. And then if you were to go to the left, it'd be the opposite. You have 2 hands now crossing over all the way through here as you come through. All right, so depending which way you shoot will also determine which way and how many hands you need to have depending which way you're going to go through this. All right, so we're going to show you what it looks like now with our video, and then you. So here we have Coach Will, and he's just going in the left direction. So as you can see, his right foot is crossing over his left foot as turn. So making sure that your stick stays towards the middle of where you're turning, and since he's a left-handed shot and he's turning to the left, he can stick. Now you're going to see in seconds when he starts to go the other direction, he's going to switch, and he's only going to have 1 hand on his stick. So just keeping in mind, depending which way you're turning, you need to have 1 or 2 hands on your stick. And then if you can see the rest of the things he's doing right, he's keeping his knees bent, and his toes are pointed in the direction where he's go. So the 3 common mistakes we see is not bobbing up and down, staying low, bending your knees, and point your toes in the direction you want to go. Now we have Coach Will demonstrating. Some people have the tendency to, as you cross over, you'll stand up tall, thinking it'll help you gain speed, but that's not true, and it's going to throw you off balance, and you're going to be slower. Now this is saying for a lot of different parts of the skating drills, but it's so important to bend your knees and keep your feet spread apart, not only for balance, but to keep your speed and momentum going. Now the final one is pointing your toes in the right direction. As you see, if you point your toes to the outside, you're going to be on the wrong edge of your skate, but also it's going to throw you off balance.